And we're back. I think some sort of Hero Comics transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, we reacted to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt that are in response to comments I made against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning. If you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead and click off the video. Don't lie and say there's hate speech in my videos, because there is no hate speech in my videos. It's speech you hate. That's a different story. Also, we're in full power mode, working on our new setup here with our giant screen here. Just, oh my gosh. It's definitely kind of bringing back memories in some ways, and also not. Yeah, just you working on getting my eyes used to this epicness here. So yeah, we're working on it. So let's continue on with someone being super angry that I'm telling them what the Bible says, and they've actually been saying, people have been saying the Bible doesn't say anything about these lifestyles. I'm like, this does right here, here, and they're like, oh well, no, where's what? We don't believe in that. I'm like, yeah, but I do, so I'm gonna say so. So I was like, just like, you're making people angry. I'm like, yeah, happens. Yeah, good. Yeah, then someone comes at me. Oh, this one here. Someone comes and says, Hero Comics. I don't use names. I talk about icons because trying to keep it all nice and anonymous. It also makes it harder for anyone to basically say you used my stuff. Well, after I didn't give you permission, though I did put it on a public comment page, so I gave permission for anyone to use it. Like, so yeah. Anyway, someone says I'm literally a biomajor. I know the mechanisms of evolution, and they are entirely evidence based. You actually have a fish, like an amoeba that turned into a fish, that turned into a lizard, that then turned into a mammal or something, that turned into a human. You have that? You have that on record? Like that? Nope. Not evidence based. Next, we've seen it in action. Where we never seen God now, have we? Yeah, you have. You think it's something else, but it's getting on. Not only that, but evolution is not random, other than the fact that people say it's random. No design at all. Like, for real? It just happened. Yeah, totally. It's not random though. Like, great. Continue on. Because it's based off of how organism responds to its environment and what traits is best for it, depending on what sunset environment. Yeah, where did the environment? Just so I know. Like they say, an organism can die or adapt to the environment. So yeah, kind of random. Sorry. The next example I can give is the Anole lizards in the West Indies. Now they always evolve into similar niches because of what environment favors for animals like them. Yeah, I don't know about that stuff. Besides, I'm not using evolution as an excuse to attack people different than me just because magic book says it's wrong, even though it really doesn't. Except for here. Sorry. Someone tried to use the verse again. The verse against me is like, there's neither male nor female, so you can't call yourself male, right? Like, yeah, I can. Also, there's no male garments, right? So a man can wear a skirt and call himself a woman because there's no man or woman, right? Like, no, that's not what that means. Someone says, I just realized also, though, that you're just trying to skirt around the scars that you people gave me. See, that's the issue. Victim blaming. You guys hurt me by saying what I'm doing is wrong, and then showing off evidence that actually shows what I'm doing is wrong. Like, yeah, so stop doing it. Like, that's the issue. Reacting wrongly to evidence. Instead of being like, okay, apparently what I'm doing is wrong. No matter how it feels, what I'm doing is wrong. I gotta stop. Instead, it's like, no, if this feels good, I want to keep doing it, even though some people say that it's wrong. The drug addict and alcoholic thought process. Not good. Deadly. Nope, you're also guilty because I say you are. Random person on the internet. Don't think you can escape hell, and don't think you won't see me down there with you for more. Just wanting to be happy with who I am through lies. Don't do that. Stick with truth, and please. I say, you can be happy with who you are without transitioning. I say that. It's true. You can. Gotta learn how, but you can. Go. And I say to someone else, no, that verse is about how God sees people spiritually. I also put a verse in there about how God made people male and female physically. Genesis 5:2. So it's not the same thing. And then so I say someone, I quote, magic, because the person said, magic book says this bad, even though it doesn't. I'm like, quote, a woman must not wear men's clothing, or a man will wear women's clothing, for the Lord your God detests anyone who does this. Deuteronomy 22:5. It totally does. And also, how did the process begin? What set it in motion? About evolution, what set this up in motion? Science questions, Let's continue on here. So what's this? So he's talking about spiritually. How would a man be able to spiritually wear the garments of a woman? They can't. It's not the same thing. What does that mean? Okay, hold on. Okay, I didn't anything important. Please explain behind us. Explain the meaning of these words. They can't. It's not the same stuff. And so first off, no, because all psychological research disagrees with you, other than, of course, the psychological that does not disagree with you. When someone basically decides that the reality is too hard for them to live in, and they go into a fantasy world, and start basically saying, I disguised myself, look, I got what I wanted when they did not. That's bad. It's not cool, so you gotta learn to live with reality here. Stop lying about your biological sex. That's what you gotta stop doing. Jeez. So no, psychology goes against. So psychological health is not helped by fantasy worlds. Of living in a fantasy. Fantasy worlds can be cool, because of course also there's roots in the real world. Like say Wizard of Oz again. These are fantastical versions of Wizard of Oz. They were fantastical versions of people that Dorothy knew, and she basically had to learn to get along with them, and learn how to deal with to live with them, whether it be the Cowardly Lion or the Scarecrow or the Tin Man, they had to figure out, or the Wicked Witch of the West. She had to learn how to deal with all that stuff. And then being in a fantasy world is basically, it's like these are fantastical. It's not. Oh yeah, this is Jimmy. This is the Cowardly Lion. This is the Wicked Witch of the West. This is something else. It's basically a simplified version of them. It basically gets to the heart of what they are, who they are. What they represent. And then you can learn from that. That's how fantasy world can help out. It's a story. It's fantasy though. You're not basically living in the real world, going like, no, ignore all that reality stuff. Play along with me. That's basically what's going on with the transgender lifestyle. They want you to play along. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Continue on here. Transitioning disease is ending at all ideation until it doesn't. That, and I don't care, because who I am is the person I'm transitioning. Okay, here's the problem here. Here's a line that's definitely very fantastical about fantasy world. I don't care, because who I am is the person I'm transitioning into. Meaning a fake person, a person that is not real, and I'm saying they're real. Okay, this is Jimmy. Say this is person's female. I don't know. Say this person is a female, and she's like, no, I'm not Sally. Again, I like this. I'm not Sally. I'm Jimmy. Okay, Sally is a shrinking violet. Sally, is a wallflower. But Jimmy is strong, capable. I'm Jimmy now. I'm gonna be Jimmy instead of Sally. And I don't want to be old Sally no more. I want to be Jimmy now. Stop trying to say I can't be Jimmy. But I'm like, no, you can be strong and brave and courageous, but still be Sally. You can be strong, brave, and courageous, and still be, for the other side, the voice. You can be beautiful and sophisticated, but still be Jimmy. That's the issue. I'm like, this is what people need to learn. That's the issue. These traits are not male or female. They're traits you can learn to appreciate, learn to, what's the word? Cultivate. You don't have to lie about anything. You got to learn to cultivate. You got to learn to grow that stuff. Build it up. Build character. Build this stuff, But there we go. Wait a minute. What time left? Yeah. So that's pretty rough. This is definitely psychological issues. That's what it is. Continue on here. Also, asking what set evolution off is kind of like asking, well, how did rocks happen? Oh, yes, it is. You got ideas? You got anything? Yeah. So sad. Continue on here. What was it God's doing? Like it's a thing that occurred naturally. It did occur, it has to have occurred naturally, or it wouldn't have happened. What set it off was life being created, and what I like to call life soup, or say the source of life, God, living being.